Got a tow full of electrical parts here, and I'm going to get them cleaned up. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to do a quick rundown of what I've got. This is, of course, the right switch for the right side of the handlebar. It's got your kill switch on it and the start switch. It's also designed to house the throttle tube, and the throttle cables thread into it. This one's made of plastic, and I'm not crazy about the way that it looks, so I may or may not end up using it whenever everything is said and done, but it should be functional, I should say. I haven't actually tested any of these electrical components yet. But next is the coils. They appear to be a little bit beaten up, probably just from removal, I would imagine, and being in storage for a long time. I need to take these apart and test them, but provided that everything goes well, they should be just fine. I've got plug wires and the actual plug caps ready to go, cleaned up, looking okay. Should be okay as long as everything tests well. Now onto this, the bar clamp slash fuse box for these guys. I have several different types of these, and I'm probably, I don't know if I'm going to use this one in particular or not at this point, but you know, this is just an example of one. I intend to remove this little housing that holds these glass fuses in place and replace the fuses in here with sort of this style of fuse holder. This one is for a a big fuse, I intend to use the ones that use the micro fuses instead, but you get the idea. I'm going to try to get those inside of here in a way that is aesthetically pleasing and functional. I think it should be doable. I'm not too concerned about it. There's plenty of room in there. Next is the regulator rectifier. I don't know if this one works because, again, I haven't tested any of this stuff, but it hasn't ruptured or, there's no obvious signs of physical damage to it. So provided that it works, we'll slap that one in there. Here is the CDI unit, CDI box, whatever you want to call it. It also has not ruptured or suffered any sort of physical damage. So it should be okay, but we'll have to wait and see. I have a few different starter solenoids as well. This one's got a nice big 30 amp fuse on it, which seems high, but it is kind of a big battery that these bikes use, so I guess that tracks. This one has been painted, it looks like, at some point, and it's rusty and kind of corroded looking, so I don't know if this is going to be the guy that ends up on the bike. But it does have a good positive cable end for the battery on it. And then, of course, I've got a negative cable, negative strap for the battery. And then lastly, down here on the floor is the wiring harness itself. Starting at the rear end here, this is tail lights. These two are for turn signals. Someone cut them, but that's not a big deal. I was probably going to have to cut them to connect the wiring for the lighting that I want to use anyway. And I'm going to jumble here where everything kind of connects up. That'll get tucked away. Here is the common ground that the entire wiring harness seems to use. Oh wait, no, there's another one over there. Anyway, one of the common ground points. Here's brake switch, I'm pretty sure. That's what it looks like. I believe that this goes to the pickups, and this looks like it goes to something else. No, that's for the pickups. They're both for the pickups? I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. This is the big guy that hooks to the starter solenoid. That looks like neutral switch, maybe, based on the color. Can't tell what's in there, what colors those are. Have to dig into that. This is interesting. There's a diode integrated right here. I haven't seen that before. It's kind of interesting. Oil pressure and water temperature. Coils. Here's another ground to connect to the frame. This is the connector for the right handlebar switches. Here's the connector for the left handlebar switches. This is for the fuse box. This jumble right here is all for the front lighting. I'm assuming that this goes to the indicator lights. And then of course this is the key switch. And I have another key switch right here. And the reason I have another key switch right here, because I think what I'm going to end up having to do is utilize this key switch because I don't have a key for this guy. And I know I could get the number off of there and order a key and whatever, but you know what, we'll see. We'll just see how it works out. But anyway, that's all the electrical stuff that I need to get the bike running, at least. I still need to get lighting sorted out, and I need to get a battery because I don't have one of those. And of course, beyond that, I'm going to have to figure out how to get all of this stuff mounted onto the bike because I don't have the airbox. And it seems like, from all of the pictures of these bikes that I have seen and from the owner's manual, that all of this stuff, your regulator rectifier, your starter solenoid, the battery itself, is all sort of mounted onto bracketry that is on the airbox. And yeah, I'm gonna have to make something up. I do have a battery box at the house that I could potentially use, but it needs some work. But anyway, this is just a preliminary update on the wiring and how it's going and the electrical components and how those are going. I still need to do a lot of testing on this stuff before I can actually get it all hooked up and attempt to start the bike. I need to fix a lot of things, and I'm going to fix a lot of things. I'm going to loop you guys in on as much of the fixing of things as I can. And I love you very much, and I appreciate you watching these videos, and we will see you next time. Peace.